and then you said, oh, I couldn't tell like where you were from, so because you look a little bit different. That's very racist. I'm actually raging.
Alright guys, we're gonna get into this viral video, but before we do that, please like and subscribe. I want as many people to find this channel as possible, and especially this video in particular, because this is a sign of the times for 2023, with hypersensitive social justice warriors hopping on the internet to expose people, and often doing it wrongfully. Now, luckily, this is an instance where the girl who is put out this accusation towards this Uber driver has been called out for this not being an act of racism and her overreacting, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and this affects the people who are accused very personally. We're gonna get into this video. Now, this is a young woman who got into an Uber and started having a conversation with this man who happens to be an immigrant who seems perfectly nice, and it also seems as though English is not his first language, and I believe he gets into that during this altercation with this young woman. Now, he expresses that he would like to know what country she's from, and he makes a comment about how maybe Asians all look the same.
Sorry, man. Oh, y'all look alike.
Or something like that. Now, this girl is off her rocker, offended by this comment, and begins a confrontation with this man and posts it publicly on the internet. She's since deleted this, so this is somebody else's post breaking down this video, but let's see. It also has her original comments attached to the video, so we will see what she had to say.
Excuse me, do you mind if you just drop me off here?
It says, I experienced racism this morning.
Whatever, you okay here?
Yeah. Just drop me off anywhere.
In a car booked for me.
Everything's okay?
Everything is fine. However, just in future, what you said to me was quite offensive.
That's unbelievably offensive.
About how you were trying to guess where I'm from because you think we all look the same. And then you said, oh, I couldn't tell like where you were from, so because you look a little bit different. That's very racist.
That is really racist.
But I didn't guess the way it could be. I said maybe you look a little bit different to them. Sorry.
He said, I didn't guess where you could be from. I'm just saying you look a little different to them. And I believe he's talking about Chinese people because this man has a Chinese girlfriend. So he was trying to ask this girl where she's from because she has different facial features to his girlfriend. So first off, let's address one thing. Why is this being filmed? Now, this girl might argue, I'm filming for my safety because he said something racist towards me, even though so far the comments are not sounding very racist. To me, it sounds like she filmed this altercation because she said, you know what, somebody said something that offended me, I'm going to film this, and I'm going to post it on the internet to show what I've done in this altercation and show myself confronting a bigot. The issue is, the man's not a bigot. And through this video, people on the internet could see that. And he's one of the lucky ones where, with the context of what was in this video, people could clearly see that he was not being racist. Think about the people who are not so lucky in these cases. And the young girls and SJWs who post videos like this, making really big accusations towards them, and nobody ever gets to hear their side. Luckily, that didn't happen in this case. But so far, he's insinuated that maybe all people from the Asian region look similar, which wouldn't be incorrect. You know, the reason that, you know, when we look at a map and we circle certain places, people have similar facial features is because, you know, they're procreating with one another and spreading on that genetic, you know, those genetic characteristics. It's why maybe people from Nordic countries look similar, people in Africa look similar, people in Asia look similar. It's why maybe if you weren't very well-versed or met a lot of people, and even if you have met a lot of people, you could meet somebody from Taiwan or Japan or China or Laos or Vietnam and not be able to know by looking at that person where they are from, because the facial features are very similar amongst all these different countries. It's a perfectly normal thing to be curious about and to explore, especially from the perspective that we'll get into of this man having a Chinese girlfriend himself. So doesn't seem like he hates Asians or wants to commit some sort of act of hatred or animosity towards them.
please don't get me wrong. My English is not as a perfect.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is Chinese, and then I love that.
He says my girlfriend is Chinese, and her notes say he keeps using this excuse. That's not an excuse. That's him saying, I'm not racist towards Asians. I'm dating somebody who's Asian, so I meant no offense towards you. And he even says, I love Asian people. They're so polite and so kind.
Asian people, because they're so polite, so kind.
Right.
We do as a like, you know, she like, we do as a like, you know, like a joke. See, I said this, my Buddha is her name. And then this is my girlfriend. Please don't get me wrong. I love the Asian people. They're so polite. They're so kind.
So there's
Please
a difference.
don't get me wrong.
No. There's a difference between you loving Asian people, and there's a difference between you saying that we all look the same, and that you were trying to guess where I'm from because I look different to them. To them, that's the key word.
So sorry, madam. Is it exactly because of I don't have a perfect English?
No, it's fine. And like I understand where you're coming from, but.
Yeah.
At this moment, I don't feel comfortable in this car. I'm gonna get.
Wow, that's the threshold for being uncomfortable and needing to get out of an Uber. A simple question, and here her note says, "Language barrier or not, it's offensive. I didn't understand, but also I was in his car, so was trying to get out without problems." She's the one creating the problem. In any other time, this would have been a simple conversation between you and an Uber driver that never would have been filmed. He would have dropped you off at your location and you would have went on about your day. Nobody would have been the wiser. There would have been no altercation. But here we are in 2023 where people are so sensitive that she felt the need to post this.
Another one.
I'm really, madam, please forgive me. I really don't mean it.
Please forgive me,
that.
he says.
Madam,
Yeah, okay.
if something be wrong, this company will fire me. And I have a daughter. I swear to God,
It says guilt tripping me now with an eye roll emoji in her notes here. When he says, please forgive me. I don't want to get fired from my job for something like this. Please forgive me. Not even I did nothing wrong. I don't want to get fired. Can we talk about this? Please forgive me. My English is not so good. I don't want to be fired from my job. And her response is, he's guilt tripping me now, eye roll. So you know the intention behind this video, right? And she'll hop on the internet and say, I was truly offended. I was scared for my life. I was scared this was some angry racist. What she really feels is she's a social justice warrior who's going to take this man to task for something that he said. She's going to post it on the internet and be applauded by the environment of today's time because this is what people are looking for. But she got a rude awakening because people were not down for this.
don't mean this.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. I swear to God, I don't mean of this.
Yeah, I know,
really
like,
sorry.
I appreciate that you don't mean it from a bad place, and I'm not going to say anything to the company.
Yeah,
I just want you.
I do wrong now.
No.
I don't know what to do, madam.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to say anything to the company because I understand that you're saying it's a barrier of language. I get that, but I'm just saying to you, in future, just don't say things like that because it's very offensive to us.
It hurt my feelings.
I swear to.
Pause. First of all, who's us? Who's us? Because I will venture to say that there are plenty of Asian people, had they gotten in an Uber and an Uber driver asked them this question, they would not have been offended at all. It's certainly not something I would have been offended by. So why would you speak on behalf of us? Speak on behalf of yourself. You are personally offended by what he said. Nobody else but you. Just you. Now, there might be other people who would feel the same way, but you speak for yourself. Sometimes when I get in Ubers, right, because I'm biracial, but I have a Nigerian name, I get in and there's a Nigerian person, you know, driving the car, and they say, oh, your last name is Nigerian, but you don't exactly look Nigerian. Where are you from? Do I pull out my phone? Oh my gosh, I need to pull over right now. I need to get out of the car as soon as I possibly can. How dare you say that to me? Because you think what, Nigerians have a certain look to them and I don't fall in that look? It would be ridiculous, just as ridiculous as this video is. So speak on behalf of yourself for being offended by this, not other people.
But it's the meaning of this.
It's fine. It's fine.
Madam,
I've got a meeting to go to.
You
He said, I feel so bad now, and look at her face.
Yes, because I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable to be here. You have to respect my wishes. I don't feel comfortable. I'm going to book an Uber. And it's all right, don't worry. Thank you. I'm actually raging.
She's on the brink of tears, saying she's effing raging on the side of the road because somebody asked her a simple question. Now, I can't like fully dog on this girl because it resonates with who I once was. You know, when I was a kid and people would ask to touch my hair and I'd be like, that's racist. You don't ever ask to touch a black woman's hair. When those people were actually just curious, just like this Uber driver was just curious. So I was once here, and my note and message for this girl, I doubt she will ever see this video, is please grow from this experience.
And I just really hope that you grow from this.
Because you felt emboldened to post this on the internet and you were expecting a certain type of response and you didn't get that response, and there's a reason you didn't get that response, because this was not okay. Now, she posted some sort of half-assed apology on TikTok about how she felt personally offended. She continues to feel personally offended, whatever the case may be, and she felt that it was her right to post this video on the internet, and that was the intention behind it, completely backing up what we reviewed in this video and what we saw, that she was not concerned for her safety, but she felt as though it was her right to be offended and she was entitled to expose this publicly. Now, luckily, she did not put out this man's information, who he was. She didn't seem to go to his job and get him fired, which he was scared about because he uses the job to provide for his daughter. But this is wrong. This is wrong. This should have never been filmed. It should have never been posted. And this is not an act of racism. And if you are this sensitive to the words of other people or what they could possibly say or simple curiosity from another person, maybe don't get in Ubers. Maybe don't talk to strangers. Maybe just don't meet new people whatsoever, because if this is the threshold for you being offended, you will be offended for the rest of your life. So I hope this girl learns and actually reads the comments of people who are criticizing her for this, because it says she's been deleting the comments of hundreds of people. She went and deleted the video. Now it is down, taken off the internet. But I hope she's actually taking in and learning from the criticism that people are giving to her, because it's not to hate on her. It's just to say this is not the way to go about life. You can view the world through the lens of racism, or you can view the world through just the lens of normalcy, where it's just normal people trying to interact with one another. He's not trying to hurt her, hate on her, spew vitriol at her. Was just curious. And hopefully this man goes about his day, and he probably isn't on TikTok to see this video because he seems to be a hardworking immigrant who's just trying to make a life for his family, his Chinese girlfriend, and his daughter. It's just amazing. But what made me happier than anything was to see so many people call this out and say, you should not be posting this on the internet, and this is not your place, and this is not racism. This is what we need to continue to do. It's what I needed when I was younger, to be called out and say, girl, that was just curiosity. What are you so offended by? So happy to do it in this case. Leave your comment down below. Is this something you would have been offended by? Do you understand this girl, or are you on my end of things where this makes absolutely no sense and she probably needed to be called out? As always, we like healthy debate in the comments. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we post a video for you guys, which is every single day. And stay kind, and maybe don't film confrontations like this, because sometimes it royally backfires.